Hi everybody, welcome to the, I'm so ready to sew this up. I picked some awesome materials and it's just so adorable. So I'll wait just a second for people to hop on. There's always a lag on my iPad here. Good morning, Annette. Hello. This is such a cute backpack, you guys. I'm really excited to show zippers that expand on the side. Very cute. Lots of different ways you can do this bag. Yay, you got your pattern. I'm so glad. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Glenda. So this is out today. I have a link down in my description. And you guys go get this pattern. It is so cute. So the name of this pattern, the Siah Sidekick, Lindsay and I were talking about what kind of bag we wanted to do for the retreat and about the different things that we wanted to teach skill building wise. And I had shown her this kind of idea of a bag when we first started talking about it and ran with it and made this gorgeous pattern. And I absolutely loved it. And she was so sweet to name it for obvious reasons. And I'm really excited to show it to you guys today. I don't know. Oh, is my internet lagging? Hopefully we'll be okay. Okay. Sorry, yeah, buffer. Okay, we're buffering. I'm pretty sure I'm connected to Wi-Fi. I am, so maybe just give it a second. Hopefully we're okay. Hopefully oh man. Okay. Come on. It says slow internet. Lower input quality. Okay, I may have to... I forget how to do this. Give me just a second. Wait and see. Let's go... highlight and you're seeing free window recipe. Okay, we're gonna do that. Okay, cameras are gonna reconnect. Okay, hopefully that helps. On a road trip, Hannah. That's fun. Susu Sling. Yeah, Susu Sling is named after Susan. This is the Siah Sidekick. So, all right. So hopefully that helps and we're good to go. Okay. I've had really good luck lately with the camera, so hopefully today isn't any different. All right, I am wearing my LindsHandmade retreat shirt in honor of this bag day of this release. So we're just gonna jump right in. This is probably gonna take me a hot second. I'm guessing a 3-hour plus video, but you guys are gonna absolutely love it and it's gonna be worth it. So let's just hop in. I'll try and read comments as I go along and answer questions. I have Annette's on here right now. I have a couple admins who will pop in links for you when you ask for them. And yeah, are we ready to do this? I'm excited. Okay, so I have two cameras set up. I have this view and I have that view. You guys all have to let me know which one you prefer. I think they're both great views. So I'm going to move this one in just a little bit here. Is it better now? I'm glad. Okay. There. And I do have my cylinder arm all ready to go because this is a drop-in lining. So I will be sewing the very end on my cylinder arm. How about that, you guys? Can you even believe it? Okay. So we are going to start by doing a lot of prep work. There's some prep work that is good to just get out of the way. And I will just explain the pieces as I go. I'm not going to do it all at the beginning. I will show you as I go all the different pieces. I'm using vinyl, bonded poly, and canvas for my materials. Yes, I offer hardware kits on my website right now for this bag. So if you want a hardware kit, I think black and gunmetal are already gone, but I still have all the other finishes. So go grab those if you want a hardware kit. I gotta do my markings one more time because they faded here. Okay, so this is my grab handle. I have my center marked and a 6-inch strip of that. I have some tape along the back. I'm just gonna fold that middle section and sew that together to make my little grab handle first, okay? So let's get to it. Super excited. I am using 1-inch webbing for all of the pieces, the handles and the connectors on this bag. My first one for my straps, I did a 2-sided strap. One side was the webbing, one side was the vinyl, and that was really cute too. So that's another option that you can do for that part. But I'm just gonna do it like the pattern for sake of this video today. All right, so I'm gonna sew from this marking here down to this marking, and it's a 6-inch middle strip, okay? Here we go. What do you guys think? Do you like this view or that view? Probably this one's better, huh? Sorry, I'm always trying to mess with that, but I feel like that's usually the best view for all of these videos. All right, here we go. I am using my bonded poly Tech 70 thread. I'm using grape ape for this bag. And I'm using a size 18 needle currently. This webbing is from Wonderground. It's checkered and I absolutely love it. One of my favorites. Okay. So I sewed that. So when I put it on the bag, it's going to go on like that. This, you know, the 2 ends are flat that I can sew into the bag. And then you have your little sewn handle. Okay. So that's your first piece. I'm going to put that away. I already prepped. You can do a little 1/2-inch snap hook with webbing. I already prepped that. I just put a rivet through that. I double folded the webbing there. All right, I've already prepped that. And then we are going to prep our side zippers. I'm just following the pattern to make this easy for all of you who just got it to sew along with me, okay? So I'm gonna be going pretty straightforward from the pattern. I need to get my smaller ruler. Where is my other smaller ruler? Okay, so we wanna do that 90-degree turn on these zippers. Okay, so markings are all in the pattern. I won't be giving a lot of measurements and seam allowances because you kind of have to, whoops. Designers don't like it when you share that information. They want you to have to buy the pattern to get that information. So I am not going to be giving you all of that. So do your even marking across the top. I'm going to separate, pinch at that line there, and it kind of brings those teeth down to that 90-degree turn. Now you can just burn your edges and try and get them to stick. That never works for me. I have tried it so many times and some people are like, it's so easy. And I, for some reason, cannot get my edges to stay when I use the lighter. So, all right, this view is the best. I thought so. Just bought the pattern, hoping to do an accent for the front flap, though it will be forever before I actually do it. I think an embroidery design on the flap, I've been wanting to do that. I didn't get to it this time, but I think an embroidery design on the flap would be just gorgeous, I bet. One of these times. Beechin Nurse Budgets and Bags. Hi. You finally caught alive. Yes, you did. This is going to be a good long one too. All right, so there's that one. And then these are for those side ones, so we got to do it twice, right? We got two. Two to do here. And as always, Lindsay always puts out amazing tutorial videos with her patterns as well. So you do have that option too, to watch her tutorial when you make this bag. She does great tutorials for all of her patterns, which is fabulous. All right, there's my pole. And then I'm going to go ahead and close the end of it off. You don't want your zipper coming off, and you're going to have to unzip it all the way. So just do a couple stitches across the bottom of those teeth. All right, so that's my finished zipper. That's what we should have. All right, so I'm going to go to the other side and repeat. You forgot this pattern came out today. I know, yay, so happy. Everybody's been dying to get this pattern, and it's so cute, you guys. I've been so excited to make it again for a video, so it's a winner. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing here. And again, this is a drop-in lining, you guys. And, you know, we were at the retreat and people did the drop-in lining with regular flatbeds just fine. I am going to do mine with my cylinder arm, but don't think that you have to have one to do this, okay? And for the most part, people were able to do it on a lot of their regular machines. The top ending stitch gets pretty thick though. So make sure that you are set up for a thick top stitch at the end. And you should be good to go. Okay, and then I'm going to sew the end of that closed. All right, all prepped. I'm going to go ahead because I know I need to have tape. I'm going to put tape along the edges of these zippers here. Did you show what fabrics you're using? Not yet. I will. I'm going to do some prepping real quick. And then after I do these zippers here, I'm almost done. I'll show you some of my fabrics that we are doing for this bag. Whoops. And there goes one of my zippers. All right, so these are for my two side panels. Done. Prepped. Grab that other zipper. Of course, it's all the way around. Just a second, guys. So many cords going everywhere here. Okay, there we are. All right, so let's look at our pieces for this bag. All right, I'm gonna work with this. So here is my base piece. My black vinyl is from Tulip Bee. This is the Obsidian smooth vinyl. I did Decaville Light out of my seam allowances, and then I also did foam. That's just my preference. Again, it gets thick. So if you are worried about thickness, do not do the foam. Just do the Decaville Heavy. Did I say light? I meant heavy. And then I put some purse feet on, and I put some thread locker on each of my screws because I have had the experience of these screws coming undone. So make sure that you put some kind of glue on your screws when you do these feet. All right, so that's my base. My inside is going to be this bonded poly from Wonderground, the checkered. I have another piece of Decaville Heavy centered and sewn, and I did heat press it too to the bottom of this is my main lining piece. It's nice and long and big. I have, sorry, let me see here. Okay, guys, my main panel pieces. I cannot believe I actually did this. I drew on these spider webs, and this spider, I mean, you guys, I can't believe how cool that turned out. So, checkers, you knew it. I mean, come on. So I did a piece of foam out of my seam allowances. Make sure that you have it down off the top because this is a drop-in lining. So you need to be able to fold this down. So I kept that out. But I mean, you guys, how cool is that? So that's my front. That's my back panel. And on your back panel, I kept it. I didn't have to since I have my industrial, but at the retreat, we did it this much out of my seam allowance. So when you put on the backpack strap connectors right here, you don't have a ton of thickness. So make sure that you keep this thickness down at the top here. I could have left it in now that I'm thinking about it with my industrial, but that's okay. Have it. All right, so that's my front and back main panels. My flap pieces are this fun Halloween print from Tulip Bee. It is so cute. It's a vinyl, and that's kind of where I got my spider web idea, right? So this is going to be the front part of my flap. This is the inside of my flap, and then I have a piece of Decaville Heavy I'm going to be sliding in there after I sew it together. My side panel exterior pieces, I have 2 of those. And you're going to need to cut little slits. It's on the pattern piece down here where you need to cut because all of this on the inside is going to be folded back. So make sure that you do that. And then I have it prepped. I did Decaville Light because this is a lighter weight vinyl. If you have a heavier weight vinyl, it's not necessarily needed, but I did it for this one. Okay, so I have 2 of those, which I need to, that's what we're going to start with. And then my peekaboo accents are going to be this print from Tulip Bee. Okay, and then my back strap anchor, I have that marked with my fold lines and tape already. Got that prepped. My 2 rectangle anchor pieces here. My bottle sleeve, I'm using this canvas that matches this vinyl print. They're sold as a set. They are adorable. Absolutely love it. You don't have to use them together, but they go so well together. So that's my bottle sleeve on the inside of the bag. This is my interior gusset pocket. Okay, it's folded. It's a folded piece, canvas, so I don't interface that. I have 2 overlays. I'm doing a back zipper pocket and an inside zipper pocket. I have my interior zipper pocket pieces here, 2 of those. My exterior pocket pieces, 2 of those. My side lining panel pieces. It's this piece right here, but you don't cut the center out, right? So there's 2 of those. And that's it for the materials. I have webbing for backpack straps. I have all my hardware ready to go. And yeah. So that's what we're working with, guys. Do we love it or do we disagree? Okay. So here's all my lining pieces. that. All right, let's rock and roll. We are going to work on our side panel pieces first. Okay. All right, so don't let this part scare you. It is not hard. It's actually very simple. So I have put double-sided tape along the back. To the edge and my Decaville light, it's about a 1/2 inch, right? And so I just want to take this edge and fold it to that edge of the interfacing. If you don't have interfacing, just mark it, you know. And we learned at the retreat that if you have a seam roller and just kind of do this along that, it really, really helps. Hi, Rhonda. Did your friend start her new vinyl online site to purchase her wonderful vinyl? Cynthia, yes. Tulip Bee is Annette's company, and it is up and ready to go. And that's where I got all of this cute vinyl I am using today on this bag. Hi, Liz. All right, and then this little end piece here comes down right there. So it just kind of finishes off all of your edges here, and that's what you want. Just a minute. I think this piece right here needs to come down just a little more. There we go. Okay. So once that is done, we are going to mark, we do it from the front. We need to do a marking down for our zipper placement, okay? Could have done that before we folded it back. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this other side too real quick. It's just for where our zipper is going to start along this top. Okay. I'm just going to start it little bits, and we are going to place the zipper in here. Now, the biggest thing I will tell you for the placement of this zipper is be aware not to be pulling this piece in as we do all this. Some people at the retreat, especially when they put this piece on, thought the edges of this had to match with the edges of the piece. And so it brought the side piece in too much and everything didn't line up great at the end. So make sure that this side piece is staying flat as you're adding all of these pieces to it. Hopefully that makes sense. So actually I should have marked my marking on the back here. You're going to want to line up this zipper with the edge of the fold that you just made. Sorry, I should have marked it so I could see it on the back. That's a little more helpful. All right, so I'm going to line up and start my zipper at that mark. And I am putting the edge of the zipper tape and I'm lining it up with the edge of my folded vinyl right here. You could put the zipper or the tape on the side piece or your zipper. It doesn't matter which way you do it. Just make sure the edges are matching up, okay? So now I'm going to do this side. And I'm starting at that mark that we marked on the top here. And I'm just putting along the edge here. And your zipper is going to want to pull everything kind of together, and you're just going to have to help it not. So turn it over and make sure that the placement looks good. Everything is even. That looks pretty nice, right? Looks nice and even down there at the bottom. Mine's just pulling in just a little. There we go. Beautiful. Once that is on, now you're going to do this piece. So lots of just placing and taping before you actually sew this, okay? So now I'm going to take this one. I've got tape along the edges on each side. I'm very carefully not going to bring this in. I'm going to lay it nice and flat, okay? And I want to just line up the top edge of this with the top edge of this and center it as best I can. I think I'm going to put it this way. And you want the design of this piece to be facing out because you want to be able to see it when we unzip the pocket. Okay, so I'm very carefully placing it, making sure I'm not bringing in the sides of this at all. Hi, Oakley. And then I'm just pressing the tape down in place along the sides. So it's going to be far enough over your zipper that when you sew your zipper on, it's going to catch it. But this is not going to the edge here, okay? So this is what the back should look like. And then that's what your front looks like. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now I'm going to top stitch. One of the mistakes made at the retreat, their top stitch wasn't right next to their zipper. Okay, because your zipper is only lined up with the edge of that 1/4 inch fold right there. So you need to make sure that your top stitch is a true 1/8 inch right along the edges here to catch all of your layers. All right, so let's go ahead and sew this on. Now, if you do have some tape kind of in your seam, have a wipe available here just in case your needle gets sticky, right? So we're going to start right here at the top, come down and go around. You are going to have to probably move your zipper up a little down here at the bottom as we work around that corner. I'm just going to move in the camera just a little bit for everybody here. All right, ready? So I got a top stitch length going, 1/8 of an inch away from this vinyl edge. Happy Friday. I'm just going to check my needle. I'm going to go ahead and wipe it just to make sure. Okay. I think I just threw away my my other wipe. That was silly of me. I don't like how far this edge is there. Okay, I'm just zipping this up just the tiniest bit right there. Beautiful. Make sure everything's staying in place. Once you do this once, you'll be like, oh, that's not that hard. It's just a lot of making sure everything's in the right place and having it secured. All right, that's it. Done with one panel. Look how cute that is. And so that zips up and this will fold in on your bag. That looks good. I have my zipper all caught in there. Make sure you're catching your zipper, guys. Not biased, but that combo is super cute together. I agree. And when you're done with that, you're going to want to mark on the back because this is a drop-in lining. Okay, you're going to do this on all of your pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and put my mark there. And I gotta use 2 different types of pens because of my materials. Okay. Because that has to be able to be folded down to that line. Looks great. So that's what the back looks like. That's what the front looks like, guys. Let's do our second piece. I love this side panel so much. Okay, so I've got my markings there. My little bear's coming up, my California bear. It's very sad. Okay, and I'm going to fold these edges back first. Hi, Jen. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Paula. Happy Friday. Okay, again, my Decaville is placed a 1/2 inch, so I know that I'm just folding it to my interfacing right there. Putting that down. Okay, again, seam roller really helps. Highly recommend it. It really helped everything kind of stick and stay down. Okay. All right, so my markings kind of get rubbed off because I used chalk, so that probably wasn't the best. There we go. Here we go. So I like to do just one side at a time with this tape. Okay, I'm going to line it up with the edge of my fold to the edge of that vinyl raw edge there. Okay, starting at that marking down from the top. Okay, and then this one, same thing. Okay, make sure it looks good from the front. Nice and even. Love. All right, and then add this back peekaboo piece. Hi, Amber. I like to do mine from this way. Get it just centered, lined up along the top there. Make sure this piece is laying flat and that it's not pulling in anywhere. I speak from experience. Okay, flip that over. Make sure it looks good. Love. All right, same thing. We're just gonna make sure you're doing that 1/8 inch top stitch. Hi, Kassiah. How are you? I saw you in pictures at all the Florida events, and I was like, oh, I love that, Kassiah. I hope you're doing good, baby. Miss ya. I think I'm gonna go just like a tiny bit more down right there. And then I'm just gonna zip this up the tiniest bit. You don't need to do it a lot, just enough to get out of the way of your foot. Okay, and then come back up. I'm gonna check my needle. All right. Make sure that everything looks good. Your stitching's good. Your zipper's in there. Mine looks beautiful. All right, I'm going to mark along the top back. And then we'll move on. Okay. Beautiful. Done. 2 side pieces. Oh, 3/4. I drew the line wrong on the back. I'm glad I just saw that. The drop-in line for the exterior and lining are a little bit different. I was doing the lining, so I need to just, let me just fix that real quick. Just one little change there. Good. Beautiful. Moving on. Ta-da. Put those aside. What have we got next? We're going to prep our connectors and our strap anchor. Well, my strap anchor I'll wait because it'll just come undone. I'm just taping the edges to that line that I marked on my strap anchor. But where's all of my hardware? Okay, let's do these rectangle connectors here. All right, so I have the back marked with a line. I put tape on it. It's the longest edge, okay? The long part of the triangle, and we're just folding that to the line that we mark. Again, measurements are in the pattern. You can go ahead and cut off your little ears there. And then do this one. Ellie, yay. You got a hardware kit? Awesome. Hi, So Majestic. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Awesome. So that line is folded down. What you're going to do is take your webbing cut. So I'm using webbing. Okay. We're going to be folding those around. Now I did this 2 ways. My first Siah Sidekick, I used the like triangle connectors that you do a snap hook into, and I did my straps connected with a snap hook. My second one, I did like she has in the pattern. They both work great. Both of those ways work great. So depending on the hardware that you have on hand, you could do either or. Okay. Melt my ends here. They're kind of unraveling on me. Make sure you melt those webbing ends, okay? All right, we're gonna take this piece. We're gonna fold it in half along that folded edge. So this is my finished folded edge. And that's where my connector is going to fit into, right there along that folded edge. So and you go pretty far. Does she have an exact measurement? She doesn't, but no, but you don't want much poking out of there. Like as far in as you can go with your sewing machine with your foot. So mine's going to be about right there. And you want to butt it up all the way to this folded edge up here. Okay. And we're just going to top stitch that all down. That looks good. I'm actually going to clip it there and here. Okay, so same thing with this one. all the way in. Right there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and top stitch that around. And that would give it that extra security that you need, that the rivet gives you, right? And then I'm just basting that unfinished edged closed. Oh, my foot grabbed it right there. Be careful that your foot doesn't grab the end of that webbing right there. And it didn't tear though, so that's good. All right, beautiful. I probably will be putting a rivet on these. So I want to do a hole about right there. Okay, and then I'm going to put a rivet through that. All right, let's do the other side. Hi, Kay. Oh, I keep moving sorry guys, I keep moving the tripod is right where my wheel goes. All right. And then I'm just gonna do another rivet about right there. Does that look good? Yes, right there. Okay, I got me some rivets. We're just gonna put them there. And this one. All right, I'm just gonna take that to my press real quick. I'm not taking the camera, it's just right behind me. I'm gonna press both of those. Okay, beautiful. All right, those are our connectors for our backpack straps done. And then I already did my key clasp. So we are going to move on to the flap. All right, so like I said, lots of prep work and little things. So here we go to the flap. My flap is the vinyl and the bonded. And then I will be putting in Decaville Light after I sew these two layers together, okay? So I'm just gonna go right sides together. We're gonna clip that all up. Mine's a little slippery here. I am gonna have to cut this sticker, guys. Oh, it makes me sad. Or take it off. Bye, California. It's peeling up. Getting in the way of my sewing. Can't have that. Okay, so I'm gonna sew around this at the seam allowance in the pattern. I'm going to start right here at this corner and end at this corner, up at the top here. Do not come in. You don't want this edge to be finished, so you don't have to start here. Some people at the retreat started here and here because they thought the end had to be folded in and finished. It does not. This is left raw edge up here, so don't do that. Start at this end here and end at this end here. Hopefully that makes sense. I need to, just a second, I need to remark my, this seam allowance gets rubbed off all the time. And I like having it with black marker. People are like washi tape and all these other things, but you know, this is my favorite. So this is what we're doing. And if you really wanted to, for this part, you could mark your seam allowance on here. If that makes it easier, totally do that. All right, here we go. Beautiful. All right, so that's what you should have. I'm going to move the camera out just a little bit because now we've got some bigger pieces we're working with. There we go. Okay, that's what we should have. I'm going to use my pinking shears and trim it down. If you don't have pinking shears, you can use like little, you know, clips in all your curves, but definitely do that. You don't necessarily have to trim the entire edge down. You can just do where the curves are. I'm just doing the whole thing. Up to you. Now, depending on what kind of closure you're doing for the flap, if you're doing just a magnetic snap, obviously you would do the markings probably and the lines for that before of my flap. So I don't need to do anything beforehand for my flap. So keep that in mind when you're making the flap, which kind of piece you're using for it. If you're doing a turn lock, you do it after the fact. So the magnetic snap would be the only one that you would need to pre-cut probably. And you would do it on your lining piece, not your exterior for that. All right, I'm going to get my little chopstick here and just kind of run it along my seam. Get all of that laid out. Okay, awesome. So I'm just going to kind of sit here and work with my fingers and get my seam to lay flat and nice real quick where I need it. Actually, I probably need to put in my Decaville piece. Huh. Just want my curves to look nice. They look pretty good. Okay. So before you top stitch that, you want to slide in your Decaville Light or Decaville Heavy piece or Peltex if you're using Peltex. I like to just put mine on to make sure it looks pretty good. All right. You looked away and heard something about chapstick on a seam. Chopstick. Chopstick, Jen, not chapstick. That would be weird. Oh, buddy. Funny, Jen. Okay, I'm just pulling it down. You really want to pull it all the way down to this bottom seam. So I like to make sure it's butted up right next to it. And it fits pretty well. There it is. Okay, and then now I'm just going to make sure that it's all laying where I want it to. Make sure it's all the way down. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome. All right, and then when you top stitch, you can go ahead and close up the top edge too. Unless you're putting in a snap, then don't close the top up. But since I am not doing that, okay, let's do it. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and just close up the top. Piping on the flap would be gorgeous. I agree, Lori. Okay, there's my flap, front and back, done. I'm going to add my lock later. I'm sorry, I'm pulling up my hair real quick. That's as long as I can do with my hair down. All right. Moving on. She has you go to, okay, I'm doing it like she has in the pattern. So she has you go to the main liner. Whoops. I'm dropping things. So we'll go to the main liner as well. And we are going to add our zipper pocket first. here we go. So our main liner piece is this big old long thing. And let's see. It doesn't matter which side you put this zipper pocket on this liner. Okay, it doesn't matter. Either way. I'm going to do my placement here for that. My piece is a lot bigger. Are we still good with the view? I think we are. Okay, and then let me find my center. Can't do it backwards. Of course, my center is like right there. I'm going to go ahead and clip to my top center. And before I move on, I meant to do this in the prep work and I didn't. I need to mark my drop-in lining line here. I'm going to do that real quick before I go any farther and forget. This check lining is from Wonderground. My pen is not wanting to work on this. Okay, new pen. Come on. There we go. All right. Okay, here we go. This is my zipper overlay. She has this template in the pattern. Super cute. Tape through the center, top and bottom. And then put that on your piece. Does that look pretty even? I'm gonna measure. I need my tiny ruler, guys. I took it upstairs and I haven't brought it back down since. It needs to move down just a touch. Better. Okay, I'm gonna sew around that. Just realized this is not even with the checks and that's gonna bother me. Just a minute. There we go. At least you know where the tiny ruler is. I have rebought mine twice. Oh, Carol, I have rebought tiny rulers many, many times. Yeah, it's a problem. Hi, Amber. Amber, you guys, made the cutest Siah Sidekick. She posted it today on Instagram and Facebook, and it is with checks as well from... Are the checks from Fabric Therapy, Amber? They are so freaking cute. Go check out her bag that she made. It is adorable. Amber, you would be proud of my applique for my front and back piece on this bag. I thought of you when I did it. I thought Amber would be proud. Okay, so there's the zipper overlay sewn on. Here's my tape. Here's my pull. Here we go. Zipper Valley. Okay, her checks were from Zipper Valley and they were gorgeous. So many checks out right now, guys. I love them. All right, here are my pieces here. My nose itches. Got a tickle in my nose. I'm going to go ahead and put some tape on this piece too. Here. All right. I like to do my overlays with one side at a time in there. So choose your favorite zipper overlay installation method and do it. This is mine. Actually, we're going to put it in like this. So my zipper piece is like this. My zipper pull is currently going to the right. This piece is upside down, basically. And I'm putting it in like this, and I'm going to sew along one edge first, this top edge here. So I'm going to sew from here down to here first, and then I'll flip the pocket under and place the other side under that, and then finish my box. And because my overlay is so crazy and my thread kind of blends in, I am just going to do one little back stitch. I'm not pulling my threads through, but if you have, you know, contrasting thread, I highly suggest doing the threads pulled to the back and tied off. It'll give it a really clean look. Hi, Linda. Linda, I saw your Siah Sidekick that you did with the quilted brown quilted pattern. Oh my gosh. Linda just posted a gorgeous Siah Sidekick on my Facebook group. All right, so I'm going to fold this down now out of my way. And now I'm going to tape the other side on. Linda was at the Linds retreat where we made this bag for the first time. And it was super fun. Linda was awesome. And then I'll put the other piece behind that. I have totally done this part and then finished sewing it and forgotten to put my other my other lining piece on. All right, and then I just take this and I tape to the top of the zipper tape right here. And it just all lays nice and flat. Everything's where you want it to be. And now I'm going to finish off my box. Make sure all of your pocket pieces are facing down towards the bottom of the bag now, so you don't sew that pocket shut. All right, here we go. Okay, and because we're doing a drop-in lining, I don't have to leave this pocket open, so I'm going to go ahead and close it all the way up. So that's what my back looks like. And there's the front of my overlay. So pretty. All right, so I'm going to close this up and just trim this off a little. One side will be longer than the other, and that's how it's supposed to be. Just trim that down. All right. I like to do it from the right side of the lining, and then I fold back the lining to sew this pocket because I want to make sure that this doesn't get sewn into it. Okay. So I'm just closing up that pocket now. Oh, I missed you too. Amber, yeah, we've been missing you. She's been hard at work, I think. And I'm going to trim down my extra zipper tape. I don't need that sticking out. That one's, I'll trim that down just a little bit too. Awesome. Okay, so zipper pocket done. Beautiful. I think we finished the other pieces. Yep, so let's go ahead and get our other lining pieces out. I've got these two. That's my interior gusset pocket. And then this one is my bottle sleeve. Need a drink of water. Court is insane, I bet. I bet you have busier times than others. All right. Oops, I keep moving the camera. Sorry about that, guys. So I'm going to do my gusset pocket first. All we do is fold it wrong sides together, so right sides are out, and we're going to top stitch this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And you have a big seam allowance on the top, okay? So here we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and just baste this pocket closed, because we can just use it all as one piece when we put it on. Annette, yes, it is a ghost on my nails. I got little little ghosties. They're cute, huh? All right, so I'm gonna clip the bottom center of this pocket here. And then I'm gonna take one of my side pieces, which I think are right here. This is my side panel piece. I'm gonna clip, I already clipped my bottom center of that. So I'm just going to clip that bottom center to make sure everything's laying where I want it to lay. But I am going to pull up this side first and line that up. Because we're doing like a pleated bottom. So what we want to do is match up our sides first, and then we're going to pleat the bottom. It's kind of weird, but trust the process. So I kind of have it like that, right? Do you see that? And then this part, I'm going to pull and just line it up here and go up. And then it should be even on the sides. These pockets are super cute. Don't skip. If you're making this bag, do not skip these pockets that go on the sides of the bag. Totally worth it, okay? Now for this, what we're doing is we're laying it on our center right here, and we're going to just give it a little bit. It's the tiniest baby pleat, okay? It's not a big pleat. It's a baby pleat. And it's just gonna fold right there. That one's really baby. And right here. Come on. Hi, Rob. So you want those little pleats so your pocket stands out. Does that make sense? So make sure you line up your edges first, match your center, and kind of press and fold out that pleat from there. It doesn't need to be perfect. Nobody's gonna see the very bottom of your bag. So as long as it looks good to you, I think it's great. Okay, so now we're gonna baste. We're just gonna baste this pocket all on. I'm just gonna take my screwdriver to make sure that pleat stays down when I sew it. There we go. I just have a few minutes to wash before I have to finish my tutorial. Awesome. Okay, so that is one side pocket. We're gonna work on our bottle sleeve next, which is this is another pocket that you really shouldn't skip. It is a super cool thing to have on your bag. Trust me on that. Okay, right side up, fold the top edge down, right sides together, and we are going to sew along this bottom edge. We're making like a tube that we're gonna turn right side out. Okay, here we go. And Lindsay recommends making this bag all with a canvas. It is really nice with a canvas, you guys. I'm doing a mix of bonded poly and canvas, but canvas is a winner. She has done it all in cotton, but it's a lot of interfacing. So just keep that in mind if you're gonna do it all in cotton. You have to interface all of your cotton pieces with a woven before you even do anything else. So just, you know, keep that in mind. All right, so I'm just gonna get this seam pressed and folded. Okay, this is the seam that I just sewed. And then I'm gonna top stitch the top and bottom of this piece because it's a bottle sleeve. So obviously the top and bottom of it stay open. So I'm just gonna give it a nice press because it is canvas and it creases nicely. If you are doing cotton, you know, you would give it a good press with an iron. And now we're gonna do that bigger top stitch, top and bottom again. All right, I'm gonna grab my other side piece here, and you're pretty much going to line it up with where the curve ends. So here's my curve. It ends about right here. So that's where I'm gonna start my bottle sleeve. And I'm just gonna clip it up along the side. Okay, just like that. And then same, I'm gonna pull it up, try and make that even right there where that curve ends, and clip it up. And that's my bottle sleeve. It's not that hard. Do it. You will, when I used this bag to travel for the retreat, I loved this bottle sleeve, and the side pocket totally came in handy. Okay, so I'm just basting those sides down. Hi, Rose. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right. All right, those are my side pieces. I have my centers clipped already. Okay, all of my lining pieces together. Now we are going to assemble the lining. Are we ready for this? Okay, here we go. So we have our exterior. Hi, sister. So this is our main lining panel. Okay, this is my center. I have my centers marked on both pieces. So what we're doing first is we're connecting these side pieces just along this straight bottom edge. Okay, that's it. We're just doing that first. So I'm gonna find my centers here and clip this first. I highly recommend doing my clips. I highly recommend doing the lining first to give you practice on how to do this, because you're going to be attaching the exterior the same way. And if you do your lining first, it kind of gives you an idea of what you can change or what you need to do differently when you get to the main piece. Okay. So this stabilizer along the bottom is kind of nice because it's your starting and stopping points for this first stitch, because I like to do it bottom side up. Okay. I'm going to start at the edge of the stabilizer and stop at the other edge of the stabilizer. I'm not going all the way to the end of this side gusset piece. Okay. And I'm using a bigger seam allowance on the lining than I am on the exterior. I need to go close my back patio door. A fly just came in. I had the door open for the dogs. I'll be right back. I thought the flies were all dead. Oakley, come in. Oh, come in. Where are you? Oakley. Is she outside? Okay, sorry guys. Now I have this huge fly in here making noises. Okay, here we are. So I started and stopped at my stabilizer. So this is what the gusset side looks like. See, I didn't go all the way to the ends. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and repeat for the other side of my gusset piece, and I need to mark. I didn't mark my fold down line here. Let's mark your folding line for the drop-in lining. Flies will survive a nuclear fallout with the roaches. Usually our flies, once it's starting to freeze at night, they kind of all go back to where they came from, but it must not have been cold enough yet. Thought I was safe to leave the back door open. Okay, so now I'm gonna go and attach the bottom of this side as well. Same way. Hopefully Oakley's inside. I didn't see her outside. We'll see. She'll let me know, I'm sure. Okay, so I've got that clipped on the other side here. So it's a big, you see how it's just this big piece? Can you see in there? Yeah. And I'm clipping on the bottom centers, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, starting and stopping at my stabilizer piece here. Susan, I know I told Linda hers was gorgeous too, that brown one. It makes me want to do one like that. I want to do one just all neutral color. I think that'd be so pretty. All brown or all black. Hi, Rosa. Hi, So Crazy. Terry, isn't it Terry? All right, so we have our sides on. So now you want to work with one side and then the other. So what you're going to do is take the top edge of your lining and the top edge of your gusset, and you're going to clip that first and line that up. Let me know how the camera angle is on this, if I need to change what I'm doing here. Okay, so I'm just clipping this down the side of the lining. We're going to completely assemble this piece since we're dropping it in, okay? Drop it like it's hot. All right, and then you just kind of do it around that curve. If you need to take clips into your material, you can. Mine actually, I don't think I do on this one. Okay. So that's what it looks like, guys. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull up this other side here and clip it together like that. Camera angle's good? Good? Okay. Good, good, good. We're moving right along, guys. Now this part is a little tricky with this bottom curve, and you need to give yourself some grace, especially on the lining piece. You may have love puckers, and that's okay. That's why I say practice on the lining first, So when you get to your exterior, you know how to fix those puckers. And your exterior fits a little bit differently because it's a smaller seam allowance. It does fit better, so you don't have as much extra material down here on your exterior, and it just works a little better. Okay, so when I do this, which way do I like to do it? I like to do it this way with my side piece laying down and my linings on top here, because I have a better view of all of these wrinkles and trying to smooth them out, okay? So we're going to sew this side first. We're gonna start up at the top. We're gonna start at our normal seam allowance and increase it, okay? And we're gonna come down to the stitching where it starts down here. That's where we're gonna stop, okay? So we're just coming down to this corner here. Sorry, I just spit. This corner here. And then we're going to lift our needle up. Then we're gonna start here and go back up. Love puckers, Susan. You have coined the phrase, love puckers, and it will be a forever thing now. All right, are we ready? Here we go. Remember to start at that normal seam allowance and increase it. So when I do it from this side, I can kind of smooth out those wrinkles, those puckers as best I can. You have more control over it. There's really no right or wrong way to go about doing this. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, and now I'm going to come and meet my stitches before. Beautiful. Do you see how those meet together right there? Okay. Now I'm going to start right here and come up. I am definitely going to have a love pucker right here. I don't think there's anything I can do about that. It's a smocking feature. That's right. That's right, Dalva. Okay, and then don't forget to go back to that normal seam allowance up here at the top. That's important for your bag fitting together the way it should. Okay, so that is one side all sewn on. So the way we did this is the same exact way that we're going to do the exterior when we get to the exterior pieces. Same thing, except using that smaller seam allowance. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? You can trim down. I'm going to just trim down my seam a little bit down here at the bottom. Wrong scissors. These are my trimming scissors. You don't need this big old seam. Don't trim towards the top though. You need this seam to be able to lay flat, but you can trim down this seam. Okay. One side done. Let's work on the other side. Same second verse, same as the first, okay? gosh, guys, that is the biggest fly I have ever heard. I don't know if you can hear it on camera. I can hear it. Susan, if you were here, I would have you come and get that fly for me. There's nobody home. Oh, funny. This side is not fitting as well. I'm going to definitely have a pucker down here. What do you do, guys? What do you do? It's funny how one side can fit just gorgeous, perfect, and the other side's like, nope. Haha. Okay, here we go. I think I'm going to switch so you guys can see it from this angle. Because I feel like my hand's just in front of the camera the other way. What do you think? You can kind of get a little bit different view. All right, so I'm starting at that normal seam allowance there. And then getting it bigger. It's like an upside down Guardian backpack. Yeah, it kind of is. Annette, totally. Better the other way? Okay. I don't feel like you can see me. Just a minute. Yeah, might be entertaining to watch me chase that fly. I'm definitely going to find it after this video, I'll tell you that much. Get out of here, puckers. Got quite a few on this side. Trying to land flat, but it is just not going to happen right there. Nope. It says pucker up, buttercup. I think the puckering too, it's harder to get smooth depending on what fabric you're using. Yeah, Dalva, that's just what I was saying. That because I'm using this bonded, it's a little slippery and it's kind of hard to get to stretch and lay where you want it. So that is one of the things with this bonded. It makes an amazing inside of the bag though. All right, I'm just going to trim that down, and then we're going to fold down our top of the bag evenly, and our lining is all done. Can you believe it? And then we're going to finish our exterior. So the inside of our bag looks amazing. You can barely even, you can't even see the puckers when you're looking down in it. So it looks awesome. All right, so I'm going to leave this way. I'm going to fold my top down evenly We'll make it look all purty and give it some clippy clips and go from there. Guys, it is like a fly this big, I swear. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is use some tape to flatten my seams, okay? That really helps if you flatten these side seams first. We're gonna do that. It's gonna take me a hot second. This part takes, is there a lot of ads again? I'm so sorry. I don't know what to choose for that anymore. I can't win with that. But that is how I actually make an income, so I apologize. It helps me though. That's why I do this. All right. And then here. All right, so I've got all of my tape on. Oakley's back in here. That's good. That means she didn't get stuck outside. Hi, Oakers. Taping these top corners down does seem like kind of a pain and takes a second, but it does really help, you guys, with the end result and everything staying down and in place. It really does help. Thank you. All right. This corner. Here. Okay, so now that all of my seams are flat, we can put on this tape. And I'm using my 1/4 inch because even with the 1/4 inch tape, it won't be in my seams at the end with the fold. Okay, so use the bigger tape. It really does help make sure everything stays where you need it to stay. You guys can see what I'm doing, right? Yeah. Okay. So now I'm just going to take the tape off slowly and fold that down, put some clips on. Where did my tape start? Right there. Okay. Here we go. And I will probably do some clips too, just so it doesn't pop up after the fact. It's going to be sitting there for a minute. Although this tape is pretty dang sticky. It does stick to the back of this bonded poly kind of fabulously. That is the one advantage. One of the many advantages of the bonded poly. Okay. Lining looks good. It's all folded down, ready to go. Let's switch to our exterior. I'm just giving this a good press. Yeah, it makes such a good bag, you guys. All right, so that's our lining. I'm gonna throw that aside for a minute. And here we go. Let's go to our back of our bag, which is this piece here. And I really want to I'm going to put a zipper pocket in the back, guys. So let's get our markings for that. Whoops. Okay, I'm just moving this camera just a little bit here. Let me just get it set. Okay, Kassiah, did you have a pattern for your web design on the exterior? I did not. I looked up how to draw spider webs. And then I just looked at the pictures and kind of did it. I figured I wanted 2 webs coming out from the corners here, and then a web here and a web here. It just kind of worked. It was one of those things. All right. Placement for the overlay, if you wanted to do a zipper overlay on the back of the bag, is in the pattern. I highly recommend a zipper on the back. It's super cute with a zipper on the back. Thank you, Linda. I was crazy happy with the result of that. I did not expect it to turn out as cute as it did. I'll tell you that honestly. I am not an artist. For those that know me, they know I can't draw worth beans. Like, I can draw stick people. Like, I am not an artist. I may be able to sew and put things together, but I am not an artist. So the fact that I was able to do those spider webs is crazy. Okay, so we're going to sew this on first around the outer edge. You know, and with this one, because it's on the outside, I think I am going to pull my threads through. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and pop this one through. Maybe that spider web will scare your fly away. Right, Carol? I'm gonna make sure and hold on to these threads so I know which one to pull through here. This one right here. All right. So those are my threads. I'm gonna tie them off. Would a 16-inch laptop fit in this bag? That is a great question. I am not quite certain. I would have to look at the final measurements of the bag. I don't know if it's that big. Yeah, I did do a spider on the front, you guys. Look. Do you see my spider on the front? I was pretty proud of myself, guys. Sometimes things work, sometimes they don't. You know, usually I leave a spot without foam for these pockets, and I didn't. So hopefully this lays okay. You know? Oh my goodness, Linda. She says, we came home from vacation one time after 2 weeks and our whole garage was covered with dead flies when my kids were young. Freaked me out. That would freak me out too. That fly is so freaking loud in here. Okay. All cut away, ready to go. I'm going to put my zipper in. Last zipper, guys. Last one. All right. Almost there. Thank you, Annette. So yeah, this would not be big enough for a 16-inch laptop. Although I suppose you could enlarge the pattern. And I think this goes which way? This way. All right, do. At the retreat, we didn't add this outside pocket, so you don't have to do the outside back pocket. It is not necessary for the finished product, but I like it. Okay. Hi, Estella. Welcome. All right, make sure when you put your pocket zipper piece in that your zipper is going to be closing towards the top and not the bottom. You don't want your zipper closing towards the bottom, okay? So just pay attention to that for sure. All right, here we go. Center this. right there. Okay. I'm going to go top down to the bottom. I'm going to be pulling my threads through again too. Oh my gosh, do you guys hear that in the camera? I don't know if you can. Let me know if you hear my fly, friend. We used to read this book to my kids when they were little called Fly Guy. It was one of their favorites. A little kid who had a fly best friend that could talk. It was kind of hilarious. Named Buzz. No, the kid's name was Buzz. That's what that's reminding me of. Okay, there's one. Okay, well, and as long as you guys can't hear it, that's good. All right, so now I want to fold this back. I'm going to tape this in, and then I'll put the other side on. It always lays a little weird with that foam under there. That's why normally I make it so there's no foam under there, but because I was quilting it like this, I didn't do that this time around. That's okay. That's okay, guys. You can hear him a little? Oh, good. See, I'm not delusional. He's actually in here. If you can hear him. Imagine how loud he is. Okay. Line this up at the top here. Okay, here we go. Hi, Amanda from the UK. Welcome. Thank you. All right. Starting where we stopped to finish our box. Pull through, tie, and then we will completely close up our pocket. I like to sew the edge of my pocket into the side of the bag. Although I think she says when you do this top anchor stuff, that catches the top of the zipper pocket so it won't flop. You just don't want your zipper pocket on the outside. just flopping around, because then your items will kind of fall to the bottom of the back of your bag. You want it to all stay in place. So just make sure you tack it down somewhere in your bag. I think it gets caught in the top, but I'm going to baste mine to the side just to be safe. All right, beautiful. Close this up. And then I'm just going to go like this and baste it. Now, if you don't want that extra thickness in your bag, don't baste it along the edge. Mine will be fine. Like I said, I think it gets caught in the top anchor, so that's another option. Thank you, Annette. You're awesome. Have a good day. Okay, there is my back pocket. Make sure you didn't sew it shut. Looks good. Moving on. I think we're going to start piecing together the top. Anchor items, so I need that. This. My O-ring. And my top anchor piece, my flap. Okay, here we go. We ready? I'm going to baste my anchor piece on real quick to my O-ring, or my webbing, I guess I should say. Okay. And I don't think, I need to mark, just a minute. I need to mark my drop-in on here real quick. Is that showing? Yeah. Okay, good. Okay. Get this back out. All right, so I'm going to do my marking for my anchor piece here. And then I need to find my centers, because those are going to be important. All right, so this is my anchor piece. So I want to take the tape off, fold my edges down to that line. So it's not a big fold. It's just like a little 1/4 inch fold, okay? Just a baby fold. And then I'm going to put more tape along the back to attach it to the bag. And again, seam roller works awesome on this. So let's just give that a good little press there. Beautiful. And then I'm going to put another piece of tape along the back here. Just like that. Okay. I think I want it. So this is going to go under that line that we drew. I want my ghosty going down there. Okay, so I'm going to take off the bottom edge of the tape here, not both, just the bottom, and place that on first. So I've just stuck down this bottom edge. I'm going to sew that on. I'm going to do a double top stitch along the bottom edge before I put anything else in it. I'm going to get another wipe ready just in case my needle gets sticky. Okay, right here. Let's do it. What time is it? 11:42. Awesome. Just gonna wipe my needle off real quick. Okay, I'm gonna do a second row. I just like to do it right next to that first row of stitching. Totally up to you, distance measurement wise. Yeah. Okay, so that's what that looks like right now. Okay, just the bottom edge is on there. I'm going to bring my center line down so I can see it a little bit better on everything. Right here and right here. And then I am going to mark the center of my flap. And give that a visual. Okay, flap goes in first, and you want your flap right side up. You want it centered underneath this, okay? So you're just kind of butting it up against the edge as far as you can go down here. And that should be the center. If you're unsure of your center, look at your sides and see if they look even. It looks a little bit like it's over that side a little bit more. So right there looks good to me. Okay, so what you can do is put some tape now. Now that you kind of know the placement of that, you can put some tape along the edge of this and stick it down. Where it's going to be layering everything underneath this anchor, okay? got it first try. Just want to make sure it looks straight. It looks good. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so there's the first part. Second part you want to put on is your handle. No, O-ring. Want to do your O-ring next and then your handle on the sides of that. Michelle, thank you so much. All right, so here's my O-ring. And I'm going to slip that down and put it, I mean, you want it as far down as, you don't want a lot of extra webbing up top. You want it to go in pretty well. I do it about right there. That gives me enough room for my foot to get around it. Okay, so about right there. And now you want to add your handle to each side. And you want the handle, you want the the folded edge up towards you. Does that make sense? So I'm going to put the tape on the back here because the finished edge needs to be facing the front of the bag. So you want to see the back edge. Maybe. Come on, tape. And then you just put it up next to that O-ring, just like that. Mine's pretty much in line with where my O-ring is, right there. Yeah, that looks good. So those are the layers, right? And now you can tape down the top part. And then we'll sew it all down. Okay, make sure before you sew that down, is your flap right side up? Yes. Is your handle folded side up? Yes. Do you have your O-ring in? Yes. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to do that double top stitch along the top just like I did with the bottom edge. Make sure all of these kind of stay in place as you sew. You don't want them to move. Make sure your needle's not getting sticky. Beautiful. Okay. And now I'm going to do a second row of stitching. All right, now, after you do that, if you want to, you can do a rivet here, here, and here along the handle and the connector place. I'm not going to. I feel like basting and the 2 rows, not basting, but the 2 rows of stitching, I think we're golden. I don't think that's going anywhere. So I'm not going to. Okay, the last thing we need to add to this back panel are our backpack strap connectors. Okay, so place them evenly coming up. And measurements are in the pattern for the placement. Make sure they're even on both sides and that when you put them on, you want them to be laying like this with this doesn't have your connector, this top angle does, and your connector is going up. If your connector looks like that going down, that's wrong. It needs to be going up. Okay, same thing. Up. It would be very sad if it's facing up at the end or down at the end. Your backpack will not work. And don't be a Danny at the retreat and put these on your front panel. Love you, Danny. She had put her whole front panels together and realized she put these on the front. So sad. Oh. Okay. I'm going to baste these on. Okay. I am looking. Did this get caught? See, this didn't get caught in this top anchor. Maybe the pocket was supposed to lay the other way so it would get caught. I may have laid the pocket pieces the wrong way. So if you lay them the way she has in the pattern, I think they get caught in this top stitching. I did it the other way. Both work, but I think I did it wrong. All right, guys. All of our parts are kind of together here. I'm just taking off all of my silver marking pin marks. We don't want that on our pieces. Make sure you take those off. Okay, so now we are going to finish assembling the exterior. Oh, I need to also put on my nameplate real quick. So it goes this way. Let's do my nameplate. She recommends, I think, is it 3 or 2 inches in? She has a placement that she recommends for this, for the nameplate, if you want to put it where she does. Oh my gosh, the writing's so tiny I can't read it. Just a second. Oh, it doesn't say. Sorry guys, just a sec. I think it was on the other page. I think it was like at least 2 inches up and 3 inches over, I think, if I'm remembering this correctly. Okay. Just because you don't want your flap to close over that, so, or you could do it centered down here too. I kind of like it to the side though. I did it to the side last time and I liked the placement of that. So we're going to do that again. We're going to go right there. I need to try and get it so I don't cut any quilting lines too. I think that's good. Blade tool. Do I have this laying the right way? Yeah. Okay, I didn't cut through any stitching. How about that? I like to fold my prongs in. Totally up to you which way you like to do it. cover it with something. All right. Yay, now we can put it together. Nameplate on. It's cute. It's right in the middle of that spider web. Love it. All right, so we need to get our base piece. And now we're going to piece all these together. So I'm going to put it right sides together down here at the bottom. And we are going to sew on this base piece first. Okay, using the seam allowance in the pattern. So all the way across. That spider turned out cute. You did an amazing job. Thank you, Melissa. It was one of those, I can't believe I actually did that moments when I finished it. All right, and then you want it top stitched along your base. It's all about that base. Hi, Molly. Thank you. Come to my web, said the spider to the fly. That's right. All right, and then repeat for the back side of the panel here, piecing it all together, and I'll make one big piece just like we did, just like we had with the lining. You know what? Just a second. Oh, I had to mark my centers after the fact. That's okay. I forgot to mark my bottom centers. Make sure you mark your bottom centers on this base piece. It'll be helpful. I can do it after the fact, but should have done it before. All right, same thing. Sew this. Hi, Natalie. We're getting to the good parts. All right. Top stitch, that base. Okay. Woo, baby, look at that. That looks really good. Okay, so I'm gonna mark my center down here on my base since I forgot to do that before. Do a little clip. Do a little clip. Now, the assembly of this exterior is identical almost to the lining except for the seam allowance. Okay, the seam allowance is the only thing that's different. Other than that, we're doing the same thing. So we're going to baste first, or not baste. We're going to sew the bottom straight edge first on both of these, and then we will connect the sides up. Okay. Did you tie off every stop on your quilting lines or backstitch? Lori, I backstitched. It's not that noticeable for the pattern I did, so I just backstitched. That would have taken me forever if I tied them all off. Nope, nope, nope. But you can't even tell. It looks really good. Okay, so I'm going to do this one first. So right sides together. Okay, we're sewing along this bottom edge. And I am starting and stopping where the seam is right here. So I'm going to start my stitching right here where that seam is and stop where this seam is. Okay, I'm not going all the way across. And I'm using that regular seam allowance. And for all of my exterior side pieces here, I'm going to do a second row of stitching right next to that first row. So my stitches don't pull when I turn it out. Okay, I started here and I stopped here. From raw edge to raw edge of that fold. So, do you see how it's not all the way to the edge of this piece? Starts here, I have something sticking to my nail. Starts here, ends there. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing on this other side. Match up your centers, clip, and then sew. Now this is where you don't want love puckers. We're gonna go slow on these sides to make sure we don't have any puckers when we're sewing these suckers up. No puckers on these suckers. All right. Dalva, thank you so much. I did the quilting all by hand. Crazy, huh? And then my second row, I'm gonna need to check my bobbin. Okay, so I'm going to do my flap side first because it's a little bit more tricky. You want to make sure that when you are doing this top part here, some people were catching their flap in their seam right here. Make sure that your flap is being pulled out of the way when you're sewing the gusset to this top piece. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to clip it up here. Make sure your flap is clipped out of the way. All right. So you may need to do some snips into your main panel here, but my vinyl's pretty stretchy. I think I'm gonna be okay. You could also do staples. If you really want to staple, a lot of people were stapling this area down here in this corner. Do that if this worries you, okay? And then I'm gonna clip this side too. Natalie, I agree. She says, I can't believe how amazingly this pattern goes together. Honestly, what a freaking cool pattern. I agree. Lindsay knocked it out of the park with this pattern, you guys. Such a cool bag. And the name's pretty amazing as well. So there's that. It wants to pucker on me down here. I'll have to try and the best we can. Okay. All clipped on. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I think for this, I need to move the camera over. I think I'm gonna grab this one here. Give me just a second, guys. Let's move this camera. It's always a better angle from over here when I do this part, okay? There we go. I need to plug it in. Yup. Worth it. Worth it. Here we go. Is it worth it? Let me work it. I'm going to put a fresh bobbin in just because last thing I want to do is run out. Okay, fresh bobbin. There we go. Drink of water and we'll start. All right, I like to do it. Usually I like to sew gussets up, but well, I guess that's kind of what I'm doing, isn't it? All right, make sure that your flap is folded out of your way right there. You don't want that flap in there. Get that needle in at the top. Let's do it. I am using purple thread, Natalie. I sure am. It's my great bait. I debated changing it to black, but I quilted it in the purple and I thought I'll just leave it. It's a pretty dark purple. All right, I just feel like when you do it this way, you have better control over this side and what you're seeing here. Because if you're gonna get puckers in your material, it's gonna be from this side, right? It's not gonna be from the other side. Can you share what camera system you are using? They're called Mevo, I think. Mevo streaming cameras. Right, Susan? Are you on here, Sue? Susan is the one that researched them and got them. They are an Amazon purchase, and they're working pretty good. Okay, again, you need to end at your stitching down here where you attach the bottom, right? So that's where you end it. Okay, it looks pretty good, I think. I don't think we got any love puckers. I think everything is attached. Go ahead and just double check your stitching. Yep, looks good. Okay, so now I want to continue with this side here that I have clipped. Don't be afraid to like manhandle your bag here. So the very first one I made, I'll tell you the mistake I made. I quilted it with foam, but then I also put a layer of Decaville Light after I quilted it on the main panels. And when I went to sew my sides on, this step right here, it was nearly impossible. So I would highly recommend not doing foam and Decaville for this bag. When you're using a vinyl, one or the other is plenty enough. Thank you, Susan. My material moved a bit. I'm just trying really hard not, there's a pucker that wants to happen right here. I'm telling it no. Not on my watch. Maybe. It's definitely wanting to. All right, beautiful. Got it, top to bottom. Okay, looks good, looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna do a second row of stitching next to that first row, but do not start all the way at the top, okay? Make sure if you're doing that second row of stitching, you're starting like 1.5 inches or so down from the top because you need that top seam to lay flat. And if you do your double stitching right next to that, it's not gonna lay flat. So I'm doing a second row right next to that first row. Totally worth the extra however many minutes to do that. Highly recommend it, especially if you're doing vinyl, okay? Have you tried sewing gussets like this on your cylinder arm? Carol, I did when I first started and it wasn't, I need to try it off camera. I am gonna top stitch this. I'm gonna top stitch this bag on my cylinder arm. I have it all set up and ready to go for that because it will be easier for that part. Not today, puckers. That's right, Carol. Not today. Okay. Ryan, why don't you use your cylinder arm for gussets, Chris? Because I need more practice. I need to figure out how to hold it and place it, and I need more practice before I do it on camera. Okay. If I'm going to show you guys how to do it, I want to know how to do it first, and I don't necessarily know all the tricks yet. So I need to take more time in that. Okay, so now I am going to get my other side all clipped on and repeat what we just did on the other side. And then I'll fold down my top edge evenly and we're gonna drop it in, guys. And that's it. That's the Siah Sidekick. Besides adding the straps to the bag. Pretty awesome. Okie dokie. Artichoke. Last side. Here we go. Drink of water. Boom. Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Will you top stitch gussets? No, you don't top stitch gussets. I was trying to explain to people at the retreat why I do it in this order. For me, it's easier to come all the way around instead of starting from the top and going down, because if I were to start at the top on this, I would have to lay my bag the other way, and I'd be more likely to get puckers down here if I can't see it. So this is why I do it like this, okay? I don't start at the top each time, just on the one side, because I really want to go from this side of the bag. Hopefully that makes sense and I'm not crazy. Or maybe I'm crazy, I don't know. It's always a possibility. Hi, Paula. Okay, make sure you're not, my clip popped off up here. Make sure you're not getting that flap in your seam up here. Okay, I'm gonna go my second round of stitching, and then we're gonna fold our drop-in lining top down. Yay! I think too, I need to, oh, you know what I need to do? After I fold down my top for the drop-in, I need to install the lock pieces for my flap. So we'll do that after I do the drop-in fold. Beautiful. Okay, you could trim down your seam allowance if you want. I don't think I need to. I think my seam allowance is fine on my exterior. So here it is, all sewn together. Hopefully we're good on the inside, on the outside. I think it looks good. I don't see any visible spots that I need to be worried about. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it right side out. That was the thing. We need to turn it right side out because if we do the tape first, sometimes it does not stay turned. Turn and burn, baby. What does the second line of stitching do? It helps secure and make sure that your stitches don't pop and show when you turn your bag like this. It helps the stress of those stitches that the bag puts on it when it turns it right side out. Because a lot of the times you can see your stitches pulling when you turn it right side out. And that is supposed to ease that. Looks pretty good, guys. Looks pretty good. I've got a little tiny pucker down right there. But that's it. One love pucker. It means I love my bag. Okay. You guys, this is awesome. I'm going to zip up the sides so you can see. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Can you guys see? Am I holding it at the right angle? Yeah. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. I love it so much. Okay. So we need to fold down this top seam. The reason why we need to fold it first, because when we do our lock placement down here, it's from the top folded edge that we're measuring down. Okay, so I'm going to do my fold and my tape first, and then we'll go from there. Are they on previous stitches or within the seam allowance? So it's within the seam allowance. It's right to the right of the stitches that you just did to sew the two pieces together. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to lay my seams flat first. So this is a little hard to show on camera. I'll try my best. So I'm putting tape along each side of those seams. I will have this bag. This finished bag will be for sale on my website if it's calling anybody's name. So let me know if you need this for your Halloween season. Thank you, guys. It's always a little stressful sewing a bag up on a live video in case you mess up and it doesn't turn out right. And I'm not even done with it yet, so I shouldn't even say that. All right, so I've got tape along those seams. I'm going to lay those seams flat, and then we'll do the tape on the top edge and fold it down. And then we'll work on our lock real quick, and then we'll sew the two pieces together. So these top corners right here are where our seams can get thick for the top stitching part of the bag. So just be aware of that. A lot of people seam rolled these top edges. If they knew their machine couldn't handle it, it really helped. Or hammered. People were hammering those too. I didn't notice. Yes, I did put a bag tag on the front of the bag. Okay, so now I have all my seams pressed flat and taped. And now I'm going to work on this part. Is the black tulip bee as well? Yes, Natalie. It's called Obsidian. It's her smooth vinyl series. And it's gorgeous. All right, so now I'm just placing this 1/4 inch tape along the top edge all the way around. Just like we did with the lining. Ooh, I almost sliced my finger. That was close. All right, I'm going to take off this piece first here. Put that one down. Okay, so I've got the tape all the way around. And I do have my line marked already for my fold. So I can see that. Even if you can't. I've got it. I'm going to put a clip on these side seams there. I ordered the raspberry that you made the Ray bag with, and that color is beautiful. Yes, raspberry is one of my favorite. All right, there, all there. I could press. Okay, so it's all folded down. So for my lock, I am doing the tongue lock, which is different. Where did I put it? Which is different than what she has in the pattern. I think she has directions for a magnetic snap and a turn lock. So the tongue lock, the only difference with it is that you add an inch to your measurement. So she has you measure top down. So I'm going to do that, and I'm adding an inch for this tongue lock. Okay. So whatever the measurement is in the pattern, add an inch for the tongue lock. Okay. Oh, I think it's going to work perfect for, for my quilting too. I was a little worried about that. Okay, so I need to find my center here. That looks about centered. Okay, I think that's good. So I'm going to take my washer and I'm going to get an extra piece of, I think I have an extra piece. Yes. An extra piece of Decaville here. I'm going to put that behind my washer. And I think it's the first two, yeah. Okay, so here's my washer. My markings for that there. And then I'm going to line up the center of the washer with that measurement. Right there. Oh, that worked out so perfect for my stitching. I was a little worried about where it was going to land. How about that? It's meant to be. Okay. And then this piece. Cut. So make sure this is facing the right way when you put it in. Okay, so it's just a prong. Super easy. I really love this lock for the flap. It's such a fun lock, and it's not used that much, I don't think. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to put it there. I like to fold my prongs in. Whoops, I forgot to put the, I'm gonna put the Decaville behind it. And fold my prongs in. Sorry, I know that's hard to show, but it's in there. And then I'm going to cover it with something so those prongs don't rub up against things. I've got this just sticky woven interfacing scraps that I'm using. Works great for covering prongs. Okay, so I've got the bottom piece in. Now, top piece is just this piece right here, and it just screws on. It slides onto the end here and just screws on, and then you clip it on right there. Okay. It's good with the, okay, so I'm going to put some thread locker on these tiny little screws, and they're teeny tiny. We don't want to lose those. So I am going to put them in my little magnet tray here. And then I'm also going to put a little glue. What did I use before? I used an old needle. Digging out old needles. Don't mind me. I need a toothpick. Oh, okay. I'll use one of these. This is an old needle. Okay, I need to mark my center. Where's my pen? It's right here. Okay, that should be about my center. That looks about right. I had it. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping everything. Everything, guys. All right, I want to put this on. Looks good. Centered. You can tell I've been doing this for 3 hours. Okay. I just like to throw things at the end. There we go. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue onto my end. Both sides. I just don't want this going anywhere. All right. And then I want to put some of this thread locker. Mine totally clogged up. A little frustrating. So what I did was, with my purse feet, I just took a needle and put a little bit of the thread locker. You don't need a lot. I put a little bit on a needle and then put it just on the end of my screw here. Just like that. Super easy. Let's see if I can do this on camera without screwing up. Right there. And then we're going to put that in. Beautiful. Okay, we did it. One more. Okay, a little bit of this. Maybe. You don't need a lot. You just need a dab. Just need to dab it on. Oh, see? Well, that didn't work that time, guys. My screwdriver is supposed to be magnetic, but it's lost its power. I'm gonna put it into, what happened to my needle? I lost it. That's not good. Better bar. Okay. Now it's staying on. Nope. Go to your home. All right, well, that's why I wear shoes in my room, right? Okay. So this thread locker, Lindsay swears by that. And I've had a couple of screws come out lately. So anything that I can do so that doesn't happen, I'm all for. All right. Beautiful. It's in. I'm going to get a wipe for my hands real quick. And then we'll continue. Don't be alarmed. I just dropped clips. We're good. Okay. There we go. Touch the screwdriver to your magnet. That's what I did. Yeah. A little dab will do ya. Okay. All right, guys. We're good. We're good. We're good. There. It fits. It's beautiful. We got to put these two layers together. And I am going to top stitch on my cylinder arm. Can you even believe it? All right. Sorry for the loud crash. Here we go. I want my zipper pocket along the back. Hopefully my layers fit where they're supposed to fit. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Yep. All right, now just line it all up. So these two seams right here, kind of thick. Not crazy with the materials I used. So now this side piece right here is where people were having trouble, because if they didn't do this zipper part right, it ended up smaller. So that's why I was telling you a million times when we did the side zipper pieces to make sure it's laying flat. Looks like we're going to be good though. Okay. Gonna sneeze. You know, Natalie, I don't hate drop-ins as much as I used to anymore. I agree with you. Sometimes it's kind of fabulous. If you wanted to put some tape in between the layers, you can do that to make sure that they stay and that they're not going to shift while you sew it. Totally a possibility. I've got some silver marking pen right there. Make sure if you guys use silver marking pens that you take a wipe and get it off, or else it's going to be on your bag forever. Been there, done that. Okay. Oh, it just fits in so well. So cute, guys. All right, I'm going to move the camera over to my cylinder arm. And yeah, don't forget to protect your vinyl going over thicker seams. Got it, Annette. I've got a piece over there. All right, I'm going to move places. Okay, this, and I need scissors, and I need this. All right. I've already prepped. I was prepared, guys. I prepped my cylinder arm before we started to make sure that she's up and running. All right, is that a good view? Looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit over here. Yeah? All right. So here's my problem with the drop-in linings, okay? Or with the cylinder arm right now. I have a hard time figuring out how to hold it under me. Oh, I just broke my thread. That was smooth move, Kassiah. Okay. I have a hard time figuring out how to hold the bag under me as I go. Sorry, dog barking. Oakley, no. Both the dogs are going at it now. Sorry, rethreading. And I also realized my knee lift shifted on me. So make sure your knee lift is tight. It feels like it already shifted again. That's crazy. I tightened it so crazy tight. I have a hard time figuring out how to hold the bag as I go. I use this leg under here as a prop to prop it up. Seems to help a little bit. I'm going to just go a little bit wider. Make my foot walk higher. Okay. Deep breath. Here we go. And I hate trying to grab a hold of the threads to start. It's the worst. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Sorry. My dog's working at something. What's going on? It didn't like me. Just a minute. Something caught. What was that? My knee lift feels like it totally moved already. I need to move my knee lift so that it's all the way up here. Does your cylinder arm hurt your back because it's so high? Not for just top stitching and stuff, but if I were to sew a whole bag on it, I'm sure my back would get tired. I need to move my knee lift again. If you get that little extender arm for your cylinder arm, it helps hold the back up a little. I don't know what you mean by extender arm. Like this piece goes longer? I need to look at things that I can add. I know I need a clip table. and like a place to hold tools. Extender arm. Linda, where does one get something like that? Just a second. I need to pick up my little scrap that fell here. Recent relic designs. Okay, that's the other place that has the little table stuff, right? I went on there and I was confused at what to order. Honestly. I mean, this does make top stitching just amazing, honestly. I just need to use it more. It's a great machine. It goes through the layers so easily. Okay. Done. Definitely need to redo that knee lift again. All right, you guys. I mean, the top stitch is like perfection. Do you guys see that? Perfection. Kind of amazing how well it does. All right. Besides putting on straps, we're done. Look at that. Oh, look at that pretty, pretty bag. There is our LindsHandmade. Do I need to put on the straps? Do you guys want me to do the straps, or what do you think? I should put on the straps, right? Let's do our straps and then we're done. Oh, so gorgeous, you guys. Such an awesome pattern. Okay, let me get the stuff for our straps and resituate the camera. Kelly. Hi, Kelly. You won the ghosty bag. You totally did. Oh, you know what, you guys? I forgot to put this in it. I could always just unstitch and add it if I wanted to, but it's not the end of the world for me, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay. Shoot. Well, that stinks. We are gonna... Okay, you guys. I got this new tool. Kind of freaking cool. I'm trying to find... Oh, what did I do with that? I used to have like a wood block. Maybe... Alright, I'm going to use this old cutting mat. Alright, I got this little soldering tool, you guys. It's kind of awesome. Are you still liking the saddle chair? Yeah, I'm still liking the saddle chair. It's just, it's good. I use it every once in a while. It's great. The saddle chair is perfect for my cylinder arm. Love it for my cylinder arm. Okay, here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go now. So, this little thing, I just have to be careful because it gets hot. So we're just gonna set this off to the side over here. It melts the webbing and makes a hole for our rivet. It's kind of amazing. So first thing we wanna do, here's my straps. We wanna put our slider on first. It's just a drawn-on quilting design that I did, you guys. I just drew it. I forgot to record it. I should have recorded it. Yeah, I'm just gonna rivet on my straps. So we're gonna do this part first. Up and over. And then I'm gonna fold it again down here. I'm gonna do a little double fold. I don't really want that raw edge. And then just like that, then I will rivet that first. Okay, I'm gonna do that on both of these straps. I'm still here, Rose. We're just putting on our backpack straps. Thank you. All right, fold and fold. I'm gonna clip that. All right, so this little soldering tool, let's do it. So you see how it's smoking? Ooh, baby. Hey, Oakley, what are you barking at out there? All right, so I'm just kind of eyeballing where I want the rivets. We're gonna go right here and it just melts the webbing. Look at that. And it seals it. Like you're getting a seal with it and everything all at once. I saw somebody else use this in a little reel. Who was it? I forget who it was. But seriously, if you like to, so my main beef with putting rivets into webbing is that webbing frays. And when you poke those holes for those rivets, it kind of unravels and I don't like that. So when you use this tool, it melts those holes into your webbing and seals it. My nails are too long, guys. My nails are too long and I need food. Issues. A nice tight fit too. Do you see that? Isn't that magical? I got it off of Amazon. Yes, it's on my Amazon list, Annette. It is on there. Okay, so there's those two. I need to press it, but we're just doing the holes real quick first. It is on my Amazon list. Nope. Nope. I do it front and back because it does a bigger hole on one side than the other, so I do it the other way too to get an equal. It's called a handheld soldering tool, I believe. It's in that Amazon link. And it was like, it was cheap. I want to say 10 to 15 bucks. Okay. Are you traveling to other states in the next 2 months? Nope, Glinda, we're done for a little bit. I'm tired of traveling for a little while. So we are done doing the sew in the States till next year. We're gonna take some time off for family and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. I'm just going to press this. Beautiful. Okay, so that's that part. Beautiful. My table isn't big enough. All right, so this, we want to go, so this is faced with the fold side up. I'm going to go out of my ring here. Okay, and then I'm going to come up and over my slide, just like that. And then we're going to go up. Wait. Yeah, up and back. And we're going to do the whole double fold again up here. Can you guys see that okay? Double fold up here and come down. Just like that, okay? Maybe not even that big. Doesn't need to be huge. Just like that. Okay, and then you do the same thing for the other one. So this is facing fold side up, out here, up and over, and then up and through here. That's it, guys. She done. Just gotta put a couple more rivets up there. Should I do it real quick? Okay. Totally affordable, totally worth it. All right, just don't burn yourself using it. Or burn other things. I could see me just putting holes through everything. Okay. So we're gonna go, I'm gonna put another clip up here. I'm gonna go right here. And right here. Helps if you make the noises, like Susan says. Zoop. Zoop. And then this one. Trying to do it as even as I can here. My fingers are moved out of the way under it. Whoops, I just turned it off. Zoop. And zoop. Beautiful. I can't see through this one. Okay, turn it off. That's it, guys. How cool is that? How cool is that? And they fit really nice and tight. There's not like, the hole's not too big. Sometimes the hole's too big. Enablers are us. That's right. That's what I am. I need one more rivet here. Come on. Yeah, that tool's totally worth it. If you use webbing a lot, it doesn't make me worried anymore to put holes in webbing. I'm like, yes. Now, obviously, if you have a non-polyester, whatever this is, based webbing, it's not going to work as well. But for this type of webbing, it's perfect. And it comes with like the tips that you need. You don't have to buy anything extra. All right, I want to try this on for you guys. I'm trying to get it done here. My nails are not my friend today. And I guess if you keep using these tools on webbing, it makes them dull. At least that's what Lindsay was saying, that it dulls out your hole punching tools if you use it with webbing. So there you go. There you go. I don't think this one squished all the way. Okay, look at that. Beautiful. Okay, you guys, we are officially done with our Siah Sidekick. Let's take a look-see at what we got. Hi, everybody. Make sure my straps are even. Okay, here it is. This is with the little sides out. Look at that. Oh my goodness. This bag, this particular one, will be for sale on my website. Maybe right there. If anybody's wanting this one. But go grab this pattern. So how cool are these sides? I'm going to show you real quick. Okay. So it's nice and big, but if you want it smaller, you zip up that side, zip up that side, bada bing, bada boom. Seriously, go grab this pattern. It is fabulous. It's fabulous, you guys. I have hardware kits on my website if you're interested, and everything else will be linked below. So have fun. Go make a new bag. Go make a Siah Sidekick. Post it in my group. Post it on Instagram. Tag me. I love to see what you guys all create. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and watching. Hopefully this video was helpful. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate it. Okay. Bye, everybody.